You don't have to be perfect. You just have to show up. That is the message that I received the other night from my spirit guides, and I wanted to share it with all of you. I want all of you guys to know that none of us is perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. But that's okay. We don't have to be perfect. We just gotta be ourselves. People are struggling right now because the world is crazy. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. Politically, economically, it's just spiritually, even in our world, in our country. I'm here in the US, by the way. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. And I know that the world sometimes can weigh us down. Sometimes the pressures and all of the responsibilities and the obligations that we have on us from the world and outside sources and societal pressures, it can be very taxing on the mind, body, and spirit. It can be very taxing. It can take a toll. I know a lot of people might be feeling pressure to achieve a specific goal. Maybe you're like me and you're starting a YouTube channel and you're struggling with trying to put yourself out there, or maybe you're trying to start a business and you're struggling with starting it up, or maybe you're trying to go to school and you're struggling trying to complete your school course. Whatever it is, I know sometimes we can feel pressure to not make a mistake. We can feel pressure to do our very best job, and if we don't do our very best job, if we make one wrong move, one wrong mistake, then we beat ourselves up sometimes. We feel bad. We get disappointed. Other people's expectations sometimes rule over us. Sometimes other people project their emotions or fears or whatever it may be onto us. A lot of us, we've experienced stuff since we were kids that have stressed us out to no return. We feel pressure. We feel a lot of pressure here to be perfect. If we're not perfect, back then when we was going to school, we would get made fun of. Any flaw, anything that was deemed defective in us, kids would make fun of us at school, or bully us, or tease us, or make us feel bad, make us the butt of the joke, Maybe you had pressure from your parents or your guardians or your caregivers growing up as a kid, like to do right, to be perfect in school, to get not just an A, but get an A+++. A B is not good enough. A B+ isn't good enough. A regular A isn't good enough, but an A+++ is where you need to be in life. Maybe that's something you've experienced. But I'm letting you know right now that you don't have to be perfect. I've struggled for many years with self-esteem issues and a lack of self-confidence and just not feeling good enough, in life, like not feeling worthy, not feeling qualified enough to do certain things in life. But those are just lies that I've been telling myself for years, lies that I received from this matrix that we live in here. Long time ago, I received these lies that I'm not good enough, that I'm not pretty enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not this, I'm not that enough, something's wrong with me, I'm defective, I'm weird, and that's not the truth. That is not the truth. Like, we are special in our own way. We are all unique, and our differences is what makes us so amazing. If we were all exactly alike, this world would be a very boring, bland place. But God made us different for a reason. God gave each one of us certain gifts and talents and abilities for a reason. Not so that we can point out each other's flaws and make each other feel bad for it, but so that we can learn from each other. We can all learn from each other. We can all grow from each other. We are a collective consciousness, and we all are connected, whether you want to believe that or not. But Spirit just wanted me to share this message with you guys today, that you do not have to be perfect. You do not have to be perfect in this lifetime. We are who we are, and God made us that way for a reason. And we need to start accepting ourselves for who we are and accepting others for who we are. Accept how you show up. Show up how you are. Accept how others show up in your life. Don't try to pressure them to be something different. Don't try to pressure them to be perfect. If you're in a relationship or in a marriage or you're dating right now, let your partner be who they are. They have flaws. They're going to fall short. Sometimes they might hurt your feelings, whether it be intentionally or unintentionally. But we have to start being more compassionate with ourselves, with each other. We have to learn how to be more compassionate. Sometimes we're just so hard on ourselves. We're so self-critical and self-judgmental sometimes, to where it actually debilitates us. Sometimes it could paralyze us from getting things done. We're so scared of making a mistake, of not being good enough, of somebody thinking we're dumb or ugly or weird, when none of that really matters in reality. It doesn't matter how you look. Look at me. I don't look perfect. Look at my hair. It's not done. My hair looks messed up. It looks nappy right now. But I don't care. I still am making this video today because I just want to show up for you guys. I started this YouTube channel because I want to help people on their spiritual journey. And I also want you guys to join me on my spiritual journey. Because I know how lonely and isolating it can feel being on a spiritual journey, trying to improve yourself, focusing on personal development, spiritual evolution. It can be very isolating. It can be very lonely. Sometimes you feel like nobody understands the path you're on. Sometimes you can feel a bit discouraged being on this spiritual journey, because it does get difficult. It does get hard. Working on yourself is not easy. Trying to improve yourself is not easy. It's hard. But we know deep down inside, nobody can do the work for us. We have to do the work for ourselves. If we want to improve our lives, if we want to evolve spiritually, if we want to mature emotionally, mentally, we know we have to do the work. God and the angels, our spirit team, will be there to help us and assist us, but even they know we have to do the work at the end of the day. Nobody can do it for us. So that's why I created this channel, because I want to create a community with all of you. I want us to go on this spiritual journey together and to share our experiences with one another. to uplift one another, to encourage one another, to connect with one another so that we don't feel so alone on this journey. I started my spiritual journey 10 years ago. Well, now it's been 11 years ago because I'm 28, and I started seeking out more knowledge and more wisdom, more guidance from my spirit guides when I was 17. I started my spiritual journey when I was 17. That's when I really got serious about wanting to learn about God, wanting to learn about angels, wanting to learn about everything that had to do with the esoteric, everything that had to do with religion. I wanted to learn about different religions. I wanted to learn about different philosophies. I wanted to uncover certain truths in the universe. And ever since I started my spiritual journey, I've struggled. I've been struggling. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have been struggling. It has not been easy. Hell, sometimes it hasn't even been fun, because when you're on a spiritual journey, when you're trying to evolve and grow and mature, oftentimes you have to face a lot of tough truths about yourself. But I know it can be tough. It can be tough because when you're doing shadow work, when you're trying to work on yourself and uncover why you have certain blockages in your life or certain things that are stopping you from progressing in life or moving forward, you got to do some deep inner work, and oftentimes that calls for uncovering certain things in yourself that you may not like, you may not be comfortable with, you may not be happy with, or proud of. But that's okay. That is okay. And that's what Spirit and my spirit team told me the other night. And they wanted me to share that with all of you, that it is okay to not be perfect. It is okay to just show up as who you are, how you are, in the state of being that you're in right now. It's okay. We got our whole lifetime to try to improve and grow, and we just got to take it one day at a time. We can't force anything, though. We can't force perfection. We can't force ourselves to be picture perfect, never making a mistake, never falling short. So when you do make a mistake, don't beat yourself up. Just understand that you're human, and that's okay. There is nothing wrong with you. You're not defective. You're not weird. There's nothing wrong with you. You are just fine the way you are. And I wanted to share that with you today because I felt like starting this YouTube channel that I had to be perfect. I started this YouTube channel with the intent to upload every single day except for Mondays. But after I uploaded my first video, I started working on my second video, and I had a lot of fears about getting on camera. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had a lot of fears about showing my face and coming on here, putting myself out here for the world to see, knowing that I could get judged harshly or negatively, knowing that people could poke fun at me, or make me feel bad about who I am, So I started another video, and I decided I was going to try to do faceless content. I did my voiceover, I recorded my voiceover, and then I got all the stock footage, and I found a very nice video editing app that I was using, and I started trying to splice and piece everything all together. And I ended up burning myself out real quick. I didn't realize how tedious the editing process could be, especially if you're making faceless content. I have been working on that video for the past 5 days now, trying to perfect it, trying to make it look as perfect as possible. I was literally spending 8 to 10 hours a day on this single YouTube video, because I was just so afraid of showing my face and just coming on here and being who I was. I felt like I had to prove something to all of you. I felt like if I didn't have a video that was perfect or looked professional enough, that nobody would want to watch. Nobody would like my channel. Nobody would take me serious. But that's not the case. I am who I am, and you're either gonna accept it or not. You're either gonna love me or hate me. You know, there's no in between. And I have to accept that. Not everybody's gonna like my content. Not everybody's gonna like me. Not everybody is going to like this video. And that's okay. I realized I don't have nothing to prove to any of you or to myself. I'm okay and I'm perfectly fine just the way I am. And so I wanted to share that with all of you guys, because I feel like a lot of times societal pressures and pressures from outside forces or people around you could make you feel like you're just simply not good enough. And a lot of times, you know, we actually make ourselves feel like that too, with our own negative inner self-talk. And, you know, sometimes we're just not nice to ourselves. Sometimes we can get really mean to ourselves because of what other people have told us, how other people have treated us. You know, people aren't always going to treat us with compassion or empathy or understanding. And so sometimes it's hard for us to meet ourselves with that same type of energy. Sometimes, you know, we get so critical because other people have criticized us and we believed the words that they said. But in reality, 9 times out of 10, when somebody insults you or tries to put you down in some way, they are projecting their own inner self-criticisms onto you. A lot of times when people are extremely judgmental or anal towards other people, it's because they are that way with themselves. They treat themselves like that. They criticize themselves all day long. They judge themselves all day long. And if a person judges themselves in a negative light every day, all day, what do you think they're going to do to you? And so we have to learn how to unlearn the lies. Excuse me. We have to learn how to unlearn the lies. Unlearn all of the lies that you've been believing about yourself. All of the negative self-talk and criticism. Unlearn all of that, because it's not true. It's not really who you are. Deep down inside, you are actually a wonderfully divine human being. We all are. And a lot of us, we're just not connected to who we really are. We don't really know who we really are deep down inside. But we are all gods and goddesses walking this earth because God lives within us. And God gives us the power and the fuel to be our creative selves, to be passionate, to be, you know, knowledgeable and wise. We have a lot of skills and a lot of gifts and a lot of talents that maybe we haven't even discovered yet because we're so focused on the negative self-talk, or we're so focused on judging ourselves, and we're just too hard on ourselves. So the message that I got from my spirit guides the other night was just stop being so hard on yourself. You know, God and the universe, they love us passionately. They love us dearly. They don't want to see us beating ourselves up, because they don't beat us up. They don't judge us. So we don't need to judge ourselves. We don't need to do that. We could just show up and be authentically who God created us to be. And we just have to accept that some people are either going to hate it or love it. And that's okay too. That's okay too. It's okay to have haters. It's okay to have people who are jealous of you. It's okay, because that means you're doing something right. That means that you have something that they don't have, that they want. That means that you have admirers, because that's all haters really are at the end of the day. It's just people who admire you and don't want to let you know. People who want to be you and they just don't want you to realize that, so they start hating on you, and all of that is okay. Spirit wanted me to tell you guys that if you could just start living more authentically as who you are, you'll experience a lot more fulfillment out of life, a lot more joy. And eventually you'll stop caring what other people say altogether. So like I said, let's continue this spiritual journey that we're on. And let's continue it together. Because I know I'm on a journey right along with you. And this journey itself, it doesn't even have to be perfect. This journey that we're on, that doesn't have to be perfect either. We're gonna fall short. We're gonna make mistakes in our spiritual practices. We're gonna learn though from those mistakes. And that's the beauty of making mistakes. We learn from them. And it makes us better at the end of the day. Making mistakes ultimately helps us to improve. So yes, that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. I don't want this video to be super long, but I really hope that you guys receive the message. And I just wanted you to know that I love you. Spirit loves you. Your ancestors love you. The angels love you. The universe loves you. And you are wonderfully divine. Okay? So stay that way. Stay that way. And remember always that you are wonderfully divine.